let's get in real quick, all right? And we're gonna go a little bit deeper into this next week. We're gonna talk quickly about the teams that obviously fired their head coach. The teams that are going to be looking for a head coach. Some of the big names. We're just gonna kind of go through it, give our thoughts on some of the big stories that we've heard so far, and we're not gonna do too much into it because next week we're gonna dive into it more. Hopefully, some hires have already happened by the time next week comes around. We can talk about more GMs and stuff like that. Right now, we're just gonna talk coaches. Get into that. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go through here. Teams that have lost their
six
coaches, six coaches, and then there's a couple that fired them pretty early on. Chargers, obviously. I'm just gonna go through it. Chargers, Jaguars. We have the Texans obviously fired their head coach early on, week 4. Falcons fired their head coach early on. Jets, I mean the least surprising fire, and then obviously the Lions. All right.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. I don't think there's any surprises there. I think the biggest surprise might be the Chargers. They went on a 4-game win streak to end the season.
Me and you both felt strongly about this one.
This was one I would have been mad if it didn't happen. I was still a little surprised that it did happen, considering they did finish 7-9 with a rookie quarterback and all these other things that did happen that were negatives. But I mean, I think they kind of listened to they read the tea leaves a little bit, and they saw that Anthony Lynn was an old school head coach that needed a little bit of new school mentality this year. I mean, he needed to reform his offense. When Austin Eckler went down, they had no running game. I mean, look, you draft Joshua Kelly in the 4th round. He's a bust. I'm saying it right now. Say it because I didn't like him coming out, whatever. But he just didn't play well. Didn't really have anybody else. You sign a guy off the street, Kalen Ballage, who had a little bit of success, but not really. And you couldn't do anything, but you're still trying to be a run-first football team. When you have a young, up-and-coming, quarterback,
good arm, great,
Justin Herbert, who was playing lights out.
Yeah.
You have Keenan Allen, who we know is a stud. You have Mike Williams, who, excuse me, not too long ago was a first-round pick out of Clemson and all these other things. So you have to love the pieces you have. And Hunter Henry, you have a passing football team. Be a passing football team. Come up with some new concepts. They couldn't do that. I think he deserved to be gone. Do you think this is the best landing spot if you're a head coach? Is this the first spot you want to go?
Yes, when you look at some of the pieces that they have, they are the team that is most set up for success.
I agree.
And this 7-9 can easily be flipped to 10 wins. I can show you more games than that, technically, based on the last 2 years on where this could be flipped. But I think that's why Anthony Lynn needed to be gone, because it was time and time again a bad taste in the mouth.
Giving up games in the second half.
Third quarter to put it away.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, stagnation is being complacent, and it is time to move on once you get that. So there's a chance that they may land an Urban Meyer. There's a chance that they may land a Bieniemy. Those are instant upgrades.
Huge upgrades.
I'll hold off on Urban Meyer just because we don't know the NFL prowess yet.
Yeah.
Good, big name for sure.
Of course.
There's a lot of different names out there that you could instantly plug and play at this 7-9 team, and I think they're fringe playoff.
Yeah, I think they can get just about whoever they want. Bieniemy, I mean, feels like an obvious choice. Bieniemy, obviously a great offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. He could go to a Chargers team that has a quarterback with a big arm. I'm not saying he's Patrick Mahomes. I'm saying he's a quarterback with a big arm. Patrick Mahomes is a quarterback with a big arm. That's the only comparison I'm making there. Has a good defense around him. He could be the head coach that really, follows in the footsteps of a really good Andy Reid tree.
Well, I think he would have a lot to give, considering they play the Chiefs twice a year.
Yeah. And Bieniemy's been passed up a couple years, so it would be awesome to
Andy Reid doesn't want him going there.
No, playing him twice a year. Also, that's got to be another positive, right? You get Eric Bieniemy, who's knows the Chiefs backwards and forwards, gets to play him twice a year. At least that's some competitive advantage. I feel like a little bit. So that makes a lot of sense. I would argue that the Jaguars are a highly sought after job with Trevor Lawrence. Almost certainly going there number one. Granted, I want that job when I know Trevor Lawrence is going to the draft. It's not official yet. We assume it. We think it. What did I say?
Yeah, he's going.
Yeah. Did I not say Trevor Lawrence?
No, you did.
Okay,
I didn't want you teetering around the fact that if he does or doesn't, he's going.
It's not official.
Okay.
I'm just saying that Jaguars job, I'm saying that Jaguars job could be argued to be the best job in the NFL right now. And there's one other team I'm going to talk about, but that job could be argued to be the best job. It immediately isn't if Trevor Lawrence doesn't go to the draft.
You are correct,
which he doesn't have to. I'm just saying I would feel a lot more confident that he's going if he had just won the national championship. He just got blown out in the playoff round of the. I don't know if he played the Rose Bowl or the whatever it was, the playoffs. Either way, I'm not 100% sure. I'm 95% sure. I'm 98% sure.
I mean, I guess
I'm not 100% sure.
You can't really dish out 100 percentiles all the time. So technically, no, I can't.
You don't think there's any?
Trevor Lawrence is coming out.
Okay, look, that's fair. Yeah. I thought I was worth bringing up. The other team that I think is a top job is the Texans. You disagree with that?
I do disagree.
Deshaun, come on, man. Did you see the video of JJ Watt going up to Deshaun Watson, just apologizing for a wasted year and saying we should be 10 wins, we should be 11 wins?
They've wasted several years, and I think they're going to waste several more getting this team right.
Look, this team
has a long road to success.
This is a team that was destroyed by Billy O'Brien. This is also a team that we know in Deshaun Watson. Do you believe in Deshaun Watson?
Yes, I do.
Because that's the crux of my argument. Deshaun Watson's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Yes. Don't care about the record of the Texans. He's a top 5 quarterback. Get him an offensive line. So it's halfway there. Help him out a little bit. Rebuild that defense. This team is going to be really fucking good in a couple of years.
In 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, a 3-year rebuild. I understand that, but
that's what you're afforded. If you're a head coach, you're afforded that.
I get it.
It's nice to know you have a Deshaun Watson.
I would rather step into the Chargers or the Jags any day.
Really?
Than Texans. You are in financial hell right now. You have aging superstars. Yes, I love the fire that JJ Watt brings to the table, but at the end of the day, his contract is too much of a crippling mindset to get around and rebuild that defense.
But you also have an amazing out. You have an amazing Deshaun. You have Deshaun Watson and you have an out. Anything that happens in 2021 is not your fault. Anything that shit, you can blame losing in 2021. If they lose 10 games in 2021, you can blame it on the fact that they traded DeAndre Hopkins to the Cardinals. Like that's your out. You have a beautiful out. But why would you not want that?
But if we're going into the job as labeling as a shit job with outs,
it's not a shit job. It's an amazing job. You have Deshaun Watson because look, all three of these teams. I think we both agree. Chargers are the best job because you can go in and win 10 games next year.
Exactly.
They're already built for success.
Success built.
None of the other jobs are 100% set up. The Jaguars aren't 100% set up.
The Texans are more set up than the Jags in that regard of immediate success because you already have a hit at quarterback.
Exactly. But if you go into this job, you have 3 years to build up a good team. Yeah, I get it. You don't get the first or second round pick this year. That sucks. That is a huge detraction. I get that. But you have that's not your fault. You don't get blamed for it.
Yeah, you don't have any drafts.
You have 3 years. You have 3 years to build it up. You're telling me you don't want a Deshaun Watson at the centerpiece of your franchise, knowing you have a star? Because I'm sorry, at the end of the day, Justin Herbert could fall off the face of the earth next year, and we'll be surprised, but no one's going to be shocked. If Deshaun Watson isn't good next year, everyone's going to be fucking shocked.
I get that.
Okay?
Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback.
Trevor Lawrence is a sure thing as there's ever been at a quarterback position, but he's still a quarterback that's never played a snap in the NFL.
But at the end of the day, my argument is that this team was a 4-12 football team with this God-sent top 5 quarterback. Next year, you're on autopilot. You don't have the draft to rebuild. You are in financial hell again. You have so many veterans. So next year's autopilot. So in a 3-year rebuild, you don't even get your first year.
Next year is the opportunity to do exactly what Flores did with the Dolphins.
Was a 4-12?
Okay, no, I'm not talking. Okay, fuck the record. Fuck next year's record. I'm saying next year is the opportunity to do exactly what Flores did with the Dolphins last year.
Flores had picks and capital.
Okay, no, I'm saying in the locker room, build a winning mindset. Okay?
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
I get it.
Build a winning mindset. You have a full year where, yes, you're worried about winning, you're worried about game plan and all that, but you're not crippled by the fact of, are you going to win next week or aren't you? You have a full year to say, hey, we're not going to be good this year. We didn't have any picks. The last guy fucked everything up. I'm coming in here. I'm changing the mindset. I'm changing the atmosphere. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? Why is that not a value? That has to be added into the equation.
I think you can plug that same mentality into this little game that we're doing with every single team, though.
Okay.
If you have the GM who's going to step in and do all the right moves,
yes, but
for sure.
Every other team has multiple first round picks.
Every other team has the money. Every other team has the picks. Exactly.
Okay. But then with that comes expectations.
That's what makes him better.
Okay, I get that side of it.
Deshaun Watson is a stud.
Deshaun Watson's worth enough to say that's
Deshaun is a steal.
Okay.
But they got to make the picks.
All right, so you're saying Jags and Chargers are the better job. Is the Falcons a better job?
No.
Okay. Are the Jets a better job?
Not right now.
Are the Lions a better job?
Hell no.
Okay, so we're arguing about a one. I put them as the second best job. You put them as the third best job.
You argued they could be first.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's close.
I don't. I think it's more.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
all right, we're good.
Like, don't you try to twist me around. You're valuing Deshaun Watson. Evaluate him off of this year being a 4-win year. Play superhero ball you want, man. You played 4 games.
Listen, but it wasn't his fault, and you know that.
Doesn't matter. W's and L's. I'm sorry.
Okay, I get it. All right, let's
W's and L's, bro.
Let's move on. We got a lot to get to. Atlanta Falcons, Jets, Lions. We're just quick hits. What are you thinking for these teams? Good. We didn't really talk about any of the other big names. We skipped over the Jaguars real quick. Let me actually go back to the Jaguars. Talk about the possibility of Urban Meyer. What is your thoughts of Urban Meyer possibly coming to the NFL? I'm gonna frame it for you real quick. There's reports that said he wants $12 million a year. That was debunked. We don't know the truth on that. I would assume what happened is that was the truth. He was asking for $12 million a year, and then Urban Meyer, denied it, and then it had to be recanted. I would assume that's kind of what happened there. Urban Meyer could be going to the NFL. What do you think?
I think Urban Meyer, based on his college credentials, would be a home run hire. He would be the first guy. I mean, he is a legendary coach. You know, he's not Nick Saban, but Nick Saban's his own Nick Saban. Yeah. But you look a few steps down, Urban Meyer's won a national championship at 2 different programs, 2 different blue blood Power 5 programs. Not many other coaches can say that. This would be the jump.
Has he built a a legacy of success as far as like players, building up players, or is he kind of?
Yes, I think everywhere that he has gone, he has really touched.
I think the argument is that everywhere he's left he's left
in shambles.
Exactly.
And he's had the heart issues as to why he has health reasons. Tim Tebow left. He left Florida.
Yeah.
You know, Ohio State, they had the stuff.
And I'm playing devil's advocate. I agree it's an exciting thing.
At Ohio State, they had the problems with their wide receiver coach and all the sexual misconduct stuff. He left, heart problems. Now that all the dust has kind of settled, that's the Urban Meyer move, yes. Yeah. But at the end of the day, he can coach X's and O's on a football team. NFL-wise, it might be different because these guys are getting paid. It's hard to really, you got to find the fire elsewhere, I guess. But, man, there is a chance. It is not, and I just argued 100% that Trevor Lawrence comes out. It is not 100% that Trevor goes number 1.
Really? If Urban Meyer takes that job, you think there's a chance he goes Fields?
I think there is a 2% chance.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I was going to say, I'll give you that.
I think there is a 2% chance.
It's worth mentioning.
If this, you have your legacy on the line as Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
You have all the accolades you could want in college football out there. You were second to Nick Saban and Bob Stoops when it comes to overall success. It's bar none. You want your quarterback. You want the guy that you evaluated yourself. You want the guy that you convinced from Georgia to come over and play and win you a championship. Yeah. That's what you want. Sure, Urban left and all that good stuff, but he has the ties.
Well, what are the Bovada odds that he does come to the NFL? Like, what is the realistic chance? Is this just shit that we hear every year? Like, I mean, I feel like there's always a college head coach that somebody's saying, oh, he could come.
Dabo.
Dabo. It was it was the Oklahoma dude for a couple years there.
Lincoln
Riley, exactly. So is that what this is, or is this real?
Well, with the Texas job in college being taken by Steve Sarkisian, I thought that was a job that Urban may take because he was looking at real estate in Texas. That's just me doing my connecting the dots.
Of course, yeah.
I think there's a good chance. I think it's definitely the favorite for him to go pro right now.
Yeah.
I think with hearing the Chargers attached to his name too, so it's not just Jacksonville. We're not hearing just one job. He is definitely fielding offers from different teams.
He's considering
throwing out numbers, man. I mean, who knows if the $12 million thing was just to get the Chargers being like, wait, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Like what to get you?
$12 million for that name?
That.
Hey, and the Chargers are in a situation where they need butts and seats. I mean, they're competing in LA with the Rams. Big name is kind of part of what they're looking for in a head coach,
they're
right?
Very much second fiddle.
Yeah, exactly. Right so I think that's definitely worth mentioning.
Yeah, I would say that it's the favorite though. I like Urban a lot.
All right, so with that, I wanted to get the Urban Meyer conversation out of the way. Now let's talk Falcons, Jets, Lions. What do you like about the real quick?
Rank them.
For me, I'm gonna go Falcons, Lions, Jets.
And you can have any GM mentality you want going into that. Why are the Falcons your top?
Falcons are my top because I still have Matt Ryan. I still have an amazing offense.
So you're not moving on.
I'm not moving on from Matt Ryan. I believe Matt Ryan can still be a field general. Look, he was always a pocket passer. He can still be a pocket passer. Plenty of weapons. If I'm the GM, I get a coach that I believe in. I don't know who it is. I would love an Eric Bieniemy, although, it doesn't really obviously fit what the Chargers or what the Chiefs have done. But I could see, a name like that. I would love a Arthur Blank from the Titans. That would be a good, or not Arthur Blank. Arthur Smith from the Titans
Blank's
is their owner. Yeah, I could mix that up. I would also love Dayball from the Bills. Their OC. I think all of those names are interesting names that you really have to consider. I think Sleeth is going to go somewhere. The 49ers defensive coordinator. I suck with his last name. Sleeth. I don't know. Yeah, Sly. I don't know what it is. He's going to be a head coach somewhere. I'm thinking Lions because he has ties to Detroit. So we'll get there. Get a good head coach in there. Get a running game. I think the Falcons are one of those bad teams. Like if they took Najee Harris with their first pick in the second round,
I think it would change their.
That would be amazing. Or Travis Etienne, whoever's there.
Very few times running backs should go in the first, but when you have an offense that's already there.
I'm not saying 4 overall. By the way, I'm saying that their first pick in the second round.
There's a day 30 two buzz to that. Yeah,
and that's a really really good running back. You get a day 2 running back at the beginning of the second round.
That can change your offense.
Exactly. So I think I would want something like that. You got to help out Matt Ryan. And I'm sorry, but Todd Gurley wasn't the answer. Do that, and then the rest of your picks just need to go defense. You need to help out your defense. They're not that far away. They're really not. There's a reason every single year the Falcons, or at least for the past 3 years, it seems like every single year it's been like, man, the Falcons could do it this year. The Falcons could be good. They look great on paper.
Yeah.
That's always been the conversation. Injuries, bad play in general has held them out. I think we both agreed that the head coach needed to go. He went pretty early. I really hope they don't hire the interim. I really like their interim head coach. I think he deserves to be a head coach sometime. Maybe not yet.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Because
Morris is his name.
You still have the window kind of open.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I rank them the exact same way. I go Falcons just because I'm not ready to bust up this roster yet. Yeah. I think Matt Ryan is a serviceable quarterback, can do all the good stuff, do some defensive picks, and see what you can do with the team.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And, I actually think Jets Lions are kind of 1-2 for me. I think you could kind of go either way. Look, Jets were terrible this year. But I think you get a serviceable head coach. You have some pieces. You have some options too. You don't have to take a quarterback a second overall. Sam Darnold still, you have to evaluate Sam Darnold to decide what you want to do with him.
Yeah.
But I'm not convinced he's terrible. I'm convinced that he's not a superstar in the NFL, but I'm not convinced he's terrible.
Okay.
I'm not convinced he can't be a starter in the NFL. You have Quinnen Williams, who really came on at the end of the year this year. Quinnen Williams has been awesome the past couple of years.
He literally, the week that we said that he was missing, turned it up.
Showed up. Mekhi Becton has been an awesome. He might have been the best tackle in the draft. I mean, really, he's been amazing. Look, Jamal Adams. You trade Jamal Adams, you get a first round pick. But Marcus May, their second round pick in the same draft that they took Jamal Adams, he's a safety, and he's been awesome this year in the back end.
The Jets won
and
Jamal Adams.
Let's not forget. You still have the linebacker coming back from the. I was going to say I lost the name, but from the Ravens. You have him coming back from the opt outs. You need pieces. I'm not saying they're good. You need wide receiver, but you have at least pieces. They're not completely devoid of talent.
Yeah,
most teams aren't, but I feel like they definitely have. They have a structure where you could build off of, is I guess what I'm saying.
And $70 million to help get you
and
there.
$70 million is a big number. You can spend some money. The Jets organization is willing to spend some money. All of those things feel like good jobs. Not the best job, but there are arguments I can make to take that job for sure.
Lions Jets is better than the Lions.
Okay, so you think so? I think the Lions are interesting because Lions are still in that same situation. I believe I want Matt Stafford to go because I want Matt Stafford to win somewhere. I really do.
I do too.
I would love to see the Matt Stafford on the Colts. Colts are going to either get Matt Stafford or Wentz. I really believe that.
I want Stafford.
Yeah, I think Stafford would probably be. God,
he is an unsung hero.
He's an amazing quarterback that gets no credit. Yes. So yeah, I would love to see that. Look. I think I agree with you actually. Now that I'm kind of thinking about the team.
It's just that the Jets have the future to look ahead to. Mm-hmm. I don't think the Lions have really hit that part to where.
Where's their blue chip players outside of Matthew Stafford?
That's what I'm saying. I still think that they haven't hit the floor yet. They haven't rested. Jets have already been there. They've already down. They got the cap. They got rid of the stars. They did all that stuff. Lions still have to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, there's not a lot of cap space. I don't know exactly what it is.
Horrible this year.
Okudah, yeah.
I'm sorry, injured. I know he was injured.
He's injured at the end of the year. He played better at the. Okay, it wasn't great. I'm not going to defend him too much. I agree. Jeff Okudah did not deserve to be drafted where he was last year. I'll put it that way. Any other coaches' names that you want to mention that you think deserve to be mentioned? I feel like we hit most of them.
You nailed it with Arthur Smith.
Yeah,
I think he's the one that I heard that all 6 are at least inquiring about him.
Yeah.
I hope you don't do what Stefanski did to my Vikings, Arthur Smith. Mm-hmm. You have a very big playoff game coming up. do your team the justice.
Yeah.
Do your team.
I hate that. I always hate when a coach in college, when a coach leaves before their team's bowl game,
Yes.
you know, when they get a better job. I hate that. I hate to see, you know, key pieces of teams.
I want to see you finish your book.
Finish your year.
Close it. Close the book and then move on. I think your player, if I was a player, I'd respect that almost.